One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to the news. I am your presenter, Henry Himonde. Here are the headlines. President Hichilema to grace Youth Day celebrations in Chipata. Government assures of food security. Chilabomboe District Hospital Phase 1 completed. And FAS supports youth activities in Muchinga Province. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for deepened development cooperation between Zambia and Finland. Mr. Hichilema says democracy is a better system than any alternative as it is able to drive development and enforce freedoms. The president was speaking at State House when he received a delegation from the Finland Parliamentary Finance Committee. Details in the following report by Shirika Chabalengula.
This afternoon, President Hakainde Hichilema hosted a delegation from the Finland Parliamentary Finance Committee. The president highlighted the importance of the democratic system and called for deepened development cooperation between the two countries.
The importance of us working together in entrenching democracy, despite the challenges that we face in our two countries, but in the global community of Democrats.
Allow the chair of the delegation to give her opening remarks.
This position, this acceptance that to us it's a better system than any alternatives, really, to be able to give people an opportunity to drive development, choices, but also to, if you like, reinforce the freedoms that people have, human rights, extremely important. We also appreciate the development cooperation that we've had with Finland, the people of Finland, and ourselves. It's no question that not availed this time for our colleagues to visit us. Also to availed this time for our colleagues to visit us. Also to acknowledge cooperation, our partnership, and people to people, of course, government to government, but business to business. And because this is what drives our economies, investment, trade. So we would like to enhance and deepen that part of our relationship.
He acknowledged Finnish expertise in various sectors and also called for enhanced cooperation in the mining, agriculture, water and forestry sectors.
We do acknowledge your expertise in mining. As you know, we are a mining country. We're working on diversification, but we remain a mining country. So it's important that we enhance our cooperation in the area of mining, mapping, mineral mapping, geological mapping for not just minerals, but given the challenges of climate change, also water mapping. Of course, surface water is straightforward, but groundwater is equally important. Because when we came into office, we inherited the COVID situation. Then we've had the cholera, now the drought. Drought came, therefore the issue for us of irrigation, agriculture becomes very important, and mapping water, underground water, surface water, harvesting water is very, very important to us to support this agenda we have to enhance, increase our agricultural production, as it were, but also productivity. We acknowledge your strength in forestry, weather forecasting, which is again important to us. I think if we had been able to advise our farmers a little bit better on a timely basis, I think we would have ameliorated the damage to the crop that we have experienced. So like Your Excellency, Ambassador and team leader, to work together in this space so that we can sharpen our abilities to assist the agricultural sector, the farmers, to manage their enterprises there.
And the Finnish head of delegation, Krista Mikkonen, said the interest of the Finnish private sector in various fields towards Zambia has grown. She also called on Zambia to join hands with Finland to defend democracy.
The interest among Finnish private sector towards Zambia has grown in the past years, particularly in sectors such as sustainable and environmentally friendly mining, forestry, meteorology, circular economy, and education. We share an interest to deepen the economic diplomacy between our two countries. We are pleased to see positive movement on the debt issue and hope for its swift resolution to unlock the country's full potential. In a time when democracy is being challenged globally, it's important that countries such as Zambia and Finland join hands to defend the international rules-based order.
Shilika Chabalengula for ZANIS in Lusaka.
Shilika Chabalengula with that report there. Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema is tomorrow expected in Chipata district to grace this year's Youth Day celebrations. Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri says preparations for the Youth Day commemoration, which will be graced by President Hakainde Hichilema, have since advanced. Lubasi Mutafela has the rest of the story.
All is set for the hosting of the 2024 National Youth Day celebration in Chipata district of Eastern Province. President Hakainde Hichilema is expected tomorrow in Chipata to grace the event. Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri has confirmed this to ZANIS in Chipata.
I would like to confirm to you that His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, will be coming to Eastern Province to grace the Youth Day celebrations here in Eastern Province. I think this is one of its kind from the time Zambia got its independence, where the President is coming to celebrate the Youth Day together with our youth. Yeah. They come in their numbers. They have this rare opportunity tomorrow to interact with the head of state.
The celebration of the Youth Day highlights the importance of young people and their contribution to national development. Leanne Msonda, who has developed a software application that will add value to the education sector, is among the youths expected to showcase at the event tomorrow.
School management stuff that is done physically will be transformed into digital. So all the things will be done on the internet. This system will also help Kwacha to appreciate, to mitigate climate change, and education will not be disrupted by contagious diseases like coronavirus, cholera, and so on and so forth. Other than that, it also help the government in terms of employment. We need about 580 youths who will be working on the same software, school management system, which is called a bridge.
Meanwhile, Chipata residents are excited that President Hakainde Hichilema will be the guest of honor at this year's National Youth Day celebration in Chipata.
Kumvira kuti wa president watu wabwera kuno siku la mawa. Pamene tankhala na chikondwerero chakuti tikawaone masomphenya pamene akufika, ndiponso tawakonzekera mwamene mwamwationera kuti ndisosangalala pomvera mbiri ya president yakuti akuza kuno kwaso ku Chipata.
And business came to a standstill in Chipata as preparations for the Youth Day heightened, with most roads closed to facilitate the rehearsal by the Defense and Security Wings. Lubasi Mutafela, ZANIS, Chipata District, Eastern Province.
And as Zambia commemorates Youth Day tomorrow, preparations have reached a peak in Eastern Province in Chipata District. With the official celebrations taking place in Chipata, youths in the city are excited to commemorate the day with President Hakainde Hichilema, who will grace the event. Wope Sendwe has more in this report.
It is a busy Monday for Chipata District of Eastern Province, as preparations for the Youth Day celebrations are nearing completion. According to the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts, all is set and secured in readiness for the event tomorrow.
Now we are in Chipata, where we've come for the wreath-laying ceremony, which will be happening tomorrow at the David Kaunda Stadium. And after that, we will have a music concert for the young people. What have we done? How ready are we? As you can see, we are at the cenotaph here, where the official wreath-laying ceremony will happen. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, will be here to lay the wreath in Chipata. And we are also going to continue the march past and other activities at the David Kaunda Stadium. and I want to assure you that we are ready. We've put preparations in place.
Chipata is this year hosting the National Youth Day commemoration, and youths are excited to have the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema grace the event.
President wabwera kuno. For previous years, sivimashtika President wabwera kuno for Youth Day, but for this year, wazabwera hapa. Sifunga kondwera maningi.
I'm hoping that the President will be able to address some of the challenges that we youths are facing currently in the country.
Tokondora kwambiri kulingana na youth empowerment yashitikira kuno.
It's very important, especially us young ones are supposed to be taking part in national matters, national affairs. It's really a great privilege. So we need to show, even as the President is coming, that we are capable of holding some high positions in the government or other sectors.
And United Party for National Development Provincial Youth Chairperson has assured of a ceremonial welcome for the head of state.
So Eastern Province, we are more than the way itself excited, such that you sit for yourself on Tuesday. And I was looking at the space in the stadium. I was just talking to myself to say, I think the stadium, how I wish we can expand it, because a number of youths, they really want to attend this function on Tuesday.
The 2024 National Youth Commemoration carries the theme, Zambia at 60, be the change. Wopasende for ZANIS in Chipata, Eastern Province.
Still on Youth Day activities, youths from the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Samfya District in Wapla Province have embarked on cleaning activities as part of commemorating the 2024 Global Youth Day. The youths, who were led by Samfya District Commissioner Kayula Mlenga, planted trees and cleaned markets, among other activities. Here's a report.
In order to contribute to government's policy in fighting climate change and preventing the outbreaks of diseases, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Bangweulu North Mission District in Samfya District in Wapla Province have held their Global Youth Day with initiative to plant trees and other activities. During the campaign, the Adventist youths led by Samfya District Commissioner Kayula Mlenga planted 100 trees at Samfya District Hospital and also cleaned Mwafuli Market as part of their community services.
Government has taken measures to ensure that the youth have access to youth empowerment funds. Therefore, I urge you all to grab this opportunity at our disposal for sustainable development of our district and the nation at large. I want to commend the church leadership for facilitating this noble cause. I also wish to encourage my fellow parents and guardians to continue supporting our children. This is a good way to nurture them in becoming better future leaders.
Samfya District Hospital Management is happy with the gesture from the youths.
Thank you very much to the church for coming up with this gesture. Understand diversion therapy, which these trees will play to our patients.
To the Adventist youths, community services of this nature will help in addressing issues of climate change.
According to our 2024 annual plan as Adventist Youth Ministries Department, we focus on contributing to the government cause and policies in fighting climate change and prevent outbreak of communicable diseases.
We have decided as a district to participate in the mission of the Global Youth Ministry of the Adventist Church. Looking at the climate change that is around us, we have a challenge. We are there. We are in the world. If we talk about cleaning up the environment, we are being faced with the challenge of pandemic. We want to say we are in the world and we want to help our cities.
The 2024 Seventh-day Adventist Church Global Youth Day was commemorated under the theme, Show Up in the Cities. Betre Bakatebe reporting for ZANIS News in Samfya District in Wapla Province.
Now in other news, Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has assured that the country is food secure and there is no need for panic buying of maize. Mr. Mwetwa, who is also Minister of Information and Media, was speaking during a fact-finding mission on the state of the drought and maize stocks in Southern Province. Meanwhile, in Eastern Province, Chadiza District Commissioner Malan Zimba has assured chiefs and the general public that government is working tirelessly to provide relief food. The assurance comes after reports that some people in Chief Mwangala's area have resorted to selling cattle for less than 2,000 kwacha, while others are eating wild fruits due to hunger. And now health news. Chililawombwe Mayor Lucky Sichone has commended government for implementing phase 1 of the Chililawombwe District Hospital. Mr. Sichone says the completion of the hospital demonstrates the government's desire to improve healthcare services in the district. More in this report.
The completion of the Chililawombwe District Hospital has cheered the local leadership as it will help the people here to have access to quality healthcare services. Chililawombwe Mayor Lucky Sichone is happy that the construction of this hospital is an answer to the plea of the people who have lived without a major hospital in the district.
Of the new hospital, which will be called Chililawombwe General Hospital, we are so delighted, and our residents cannot wait for it to be in operation, to be open to the public for them to use. Just for your information, it was used like a month ago or two when we were attending to cholera patients. It was also used temporarily as a center to attend to cholera patients. So we are already getting there to start using it fully to our residents for them to start accessing health services there. But all in all, our residents are very, very excited. We know that it will not only benefit our residents, it will benefit the citizens at large.
Chililawombwe District Health Director Dr. Francis Kaputula notes that when this hospital will be fully operational, it will have specialists and reduce on the referrals of the patients to Nchanga North Hospital in Chingola.
District Hospital, I think the first phase is done, but as at now, there are specialized clinics which are operating from there, like the eye clinic, dental clinic, physio. They are currently operating from there, but I think the rest of the outpatient department will be operational before the end of this month. I think the building is done, pharmacy is ready, fully stocked with drugs, furnitures I think were bought. So the only thing which are remaining are minor things which I think will be able to be done maybe this week or next week, so that I think after next week we'll be ready to open the facility because it's ready to be operated.
The completion of the phase 1 of this hospital will indeed answer to the health needs of the residents. Tovini Ngombe, ZANIS, Chililawombwe.
And in the education sector, Minister of Education Douglas Siagalima says the country has recorded a 2 million increase in education enrollment from the time government started implementing the free education policy. Mr. Siagalima has described the development as a key social control mechanism as it keeps young people busy and restrained from engaging in illicit vices. More in this report.
One of the interventions that the current government can boast about is the introduction of free education, benefiting learners from early education to secondary school level in all government-run schools. Since its implementation in 2022, the Minister of Education has confirmed that the country's school enrollment currently stands at 6 million, compared to the initial 4 million.
We had 4 million children who were going to school. Today we have 6 million children. Where were the 2 million children? These are things that we must be asking ourselves. Where were the 2 million children who, after pronouncing of free education, they all came into class? It means that the children were thirsty for knowledge, including their parents who could not marry. So those 2 million could become criminals in the next 20 years. The school system is part of social control. A child has got a defined day, 8 hours or 7 hours per day, 9 hours in class, 12 hours prep, 15 hours sports. If you invest the way we have invested in our children today, the next generation will not be the way we are today.
The minister was speaking in Chipata when he paid a courtesy call on Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri. Also in attendance was Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Elvis Nkandu.
Something that the President has directed now, that national events need to be objective. You are aware that we had our Women's Day in southern province, that is Livingstone. What we are trying to achieve is owning of these events, because indeed Lusaka is not Zambia, and Zambia is not Lusaka.
Equally present were the two permanent secretaries in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, UPND National Youth Chairperson, and Chama South Member of Parliament, among others. Abigail Kashweka reporting in Chipata District.
Now, the 314 newly recruited health workers who worked as volunteers in cholera centers have started receiving their appointment letters at the Public Service Management Division following the publication of their names in the newspapers last week. The group is the first phase from the 853 that are earmarked to be employed under the directive by President Hakainde Hichilema. The health workers have pledged to serve the country diligently in their various capacities and respective workstations. Tazanga Mumba has more details in this report.
For these health workers working as volunteers at the cholera centers during the cholera pandemic has turned out to be a life-changing experience. Today, they have lined up at the Public Service Management Division to collect their appointment letters following President Hakainde Hichilema's directive that they be employed in the civil service. For many, what seemed like a dream has finally materialized as they hold their appointment letters.
I have finally, successfully, happily picked up my letter. All I want to say is a big thank you to the President and to the Ministry of Health for this thing that they've done to us. It's really massive, and I'm going to assure you, I'm giving my word to say where I am going to go. Actually, that is Choma District Mapanza Rural Zonal Health Center. I am going to work, I'm going to give my 110% to the people, and I'm going to serve the nation with all my heart.
Now that we're here collecting our letters, and my letter states clearly where I'm supposed to go, which is in Kafue, I'm very excited and I'm very thankful to the President of Zambia for giving us this opportunity to start working in the government.
For the newly recruited doctors, Justin Mulongoti and Chico Mulilo, the opportunity is life-changing.
We came there as a group to work from the deepest part of our hearts. It's something we decided to do, not because we were expecting anything, but we just came to do. And being given this that I was not really expecting, I would really like to say I'm going to put in my very best to serve my nation, to serve my people, so that I can make everyone proud, the President proud, the Minister of Health proud, for entrusting me with this responsibility.
This has come as a very good news to my family members and to myself, because they know that we start reaping the benefits of their hard work. For many years, I was in school for more than 20 years, from grade 1 to BS. And I volunteered at other facilities, but I just wanted to thank the President because he recognized my hard work within a very short period of time.
And Monde Mubanga, the only pharmacist who has been employed, expressed gratitude to the government.
I was left out the previous recruitment, so it's a blessing for me being given this opportunity. Despite being left out, I still wanted to go volunteer at Heroes, and have been appointed today, thankfully. Thanks to the President. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, thank you very much for this opportunity. I promise I'm going to do my best and serve the people of Mwinilunga district.
This is the first group to be recruited in the first phase from the 853 shortlisted candidates. Ntazanga Mumba for ZANIS in Lusaka.
The news continues. Over 600,000 kwacha has been disbursed to over 1,450 new social cash transfer beneficiaries in Chilanga District. Speaking during the flagging off ceremony, Chilanga District Commissioner David Shellen urged the beneficiaries to use the money wisely, especially that the country has been hit by a climatic disaster. Miles Kabengo covered the event and now reports.
Social cash transfer has proven to be an effective tool in reducing poverty and inequality by providing direct financial assistance to those in need. The program empowers vulnerable individuals and families to break the cycle of poverty. Chilanga District Commissioner David Shellen has flagged off the disbursement of social cash transfer to over 1,000 new beneficiaries at Mount Makulu Primary School. These new beneficiaries are yet to be migrated to digital payment of the social cash transfer.
Tipempako chimozi ngati mwalandira ndalama makamaka chaka chino. Ndalama imene mulandira izienda kuchakudya pa nyumba. Bonse pamene mukhala pa nyumba. Ndalama itifuna kuti izienda izitandiza pa nyumba. Pa nyumba ngati mulina bazukulu tifuna bazidya. Ngati mulina bana bazidya. Pamene mukhala nawo bazimayi. Batate abakuti ati ngati batenga ndalama osati kuyenda chabe kumoba kutiani tifuna ndalama izitandiza abantu batu so that palibe njala bazikhala chakudya pa manyumba.
Chilanga District Social Welfare Officer Imelda Nkoma encouraged the beneficiaries to use their money wisely.
Chakuti chamne chamveka pa chakuti ndalama izi tikatenga za social cash tisashita chani tisaononge tentisebenzese ndalama mkugula vakudya pa nyumba yazima yazibambo ziyeseko kutitandiza.
Some beneficiaries expressed their sentiments.
Inaendelea kuyamba kupora. Wame kupora pa ndalama nizayisebenzisa kugula vakudya pa nyumba, vakudya bana pa nyumba. Kuti nzakondwera maningi kuri bamene batitandizirapo pofora ndalama. Sitinali kuganizira bonse pakuti tingapezeko pakudya. Government yatitandizako.
Ndalama tikulafuaoyo ndalama imantumiza mbili zambiri neniko na shuga kwa pipi so ngatenga ndalama imakula kwa mkula ya pipi nakula kwa shuga nakula kwa natokujo topa jumba nine wido amuna namali yanigana nisunga zikulu so kapenda msokolo katikirika.
Miles Kawengo for ZANIS in Chilanga District, Lusaka.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Muna Mwanakampwe has urged councils that are connected to the government-wide area network to invest in the training of users, especially in the procurement system. Mr. Mwanakampwe says some officers are not adequately equipped with knowledge on the use of internet services, which reduces human interface and suspicions of corruption in the procurement system. More in the following report.
Last year, government decided to connect 7 councils of Central Province to the government-wide area network. All the 7 local authorities have been connected and works are currently at 99% completion stage. Central Province Permanent Secretary Muna Mwanakampwe was in Mkushi to inspect the works done so far.
The only thing remaining, we can say we are at 99%, is just to configure these switches that you are seeing, to give them the IP addresses so that internet is running.
Both council chairperson and council secretary note that the connection of the local authority will address some of the challenges the electronic government procurement, EGP.
Most of the services that we are providing in terms of procurement, we are using the internet. When we talk about the EGP, the communication that we are receiving, we are using the internet.
If we can digitalize also our chamber, like it is in the National Assembly, where councillors can just click on the tablet and then me as a council chairperson, I'm able to see that there's something that is going on.
District Commissioner Jonathan Kapungwe says the connection of the district will reduce on bureaucracy in the procurement system.
This is the development I've been praying for. It will reduce on bureaucracy, it will reduce on missing files, it will reduce on corruption, because there will be no interface with human to human.
Mr. Mwanakampwe has cautioned councils in the province to embrace the EGP and invest in training of users to derive maximum benefits.
It reduces the aspect of suspicion that my officers at the local authority are being corrupted in order for them to give contracts.
Hlupekile Nkunika for ZANIS in Mkushi.
Zambia Army Commander Stali Alubuzu says or is set for the annual Africa Land Forces Summit to be hosted in Livingston from 22nd to 26th April 2024. Lieutenant General Alubuzu says the Army is doing everything possible to ensure that high standards are maintained as Zambia hosts the summit, which is expected to attract 350 participants. He said the summit will enable the Zambia Army to broaden its understanding of the many aspects of Defense Force management as well as market Zambia's tourism potential. And visiting Commanding General of the United States Army Southern Europe Task Force, Africa, Major General Todd Wasmud thanked Zambia for accepting to host the Defense Forces Summit. Major General Wasmud pointed out that the summit is cardinal as it will help to further strengthen the partnership that exists between Zambia and the U.S.
Doing everything possible to match those standards and not raise the bar higher than what we saw. This is an opportunity for the Zambia Army to broaden its understanding of many aspects that are involved with the defense management. And I want to assure you that we are doing everything possible to market Zambia as well, because the hotel business will be listed, as well as the print and electronic media will be given a chance to cover the event. So far, I think we've done very well in terms of preparation. We are just tightening up the loose ends to set ourselves ready.
We're grateful for your leadership and your agreement to co-host this year's symposium, and we are eager to review the preparation in Livingston in the next couple of days. We know that over the last year, your staff and ours have worked very hard to make preparation for what will be a very interesting week with more than 350 participants in a very important annual symposium. And we're excited and grateful to be able to host it this year in Zambia.
Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa led government officials and other dignitaries to celebrate the second memorial service for the late former President Rupia Banda, who died on 11th March 2022. And former Cabinet Minister Vernon Mwanga has described the late former head of state as a selfless leader with a legacy of humanity, hard work, and selfless service to the people. Audrey Kalenga attended the memorial service and now reports.
It was a solemn assembly as family members, present and past government officials, led by Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa, gathered to celebrate the second memorial service for the late former President Rupia Banda. Others in attendance were Water Development and Sanitation Minister Mike Mposha and political party members. The memorial service that was held at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross brought fresh memories of Mr. Banda, whose legacy as president, father, grandfather, and husband has continued to be remembered.
That you were. While you are dearly missed, we will forever be thankful to the Almighty for the time we got to spend with you. To my dear family, even though I'm not there physically with all of you, I'm definitely there in spirit. Continue resting in peace, Dad. Your son, Andrew. Arabi was a fantastic father and uncle, an amazing brother, an extraordinary friend, an inspirational Pan-African leader, a warm-hearted, compassionate man who loved children. I've never seen a man who loved children so much. He would stop at any moment, kamwana kalina mamina, kalina chinji, and just touch it and just cuddle. That's one remarkable thing about it. He loved children. He was a diplomat extraordinaire, an astute entrepreneur before he became a politician.
How many times during this period have we thought how good it would have been if he was here? How many times in our individual lives or personal lives as family, as individuals, that thought has crossed our hearts and minds. And that is a season that we go through.
Former cabinet minister in the movement for multi-party democracy government, Vernon Mwanga, described Mr. Banda's legacy as one that is of humility, hard work, and selfless to the people.
Rupia Banda has set the bar very high for service to the people. Public service means exactly that. Service to the people, not to the family, not to friends, but to people. The people of Zambia, those are the ones we fought independence for. So his legacy is something which I hope that the younger generation will be able to emulate. Hard work, selflessness, and humility.
Meanwhile, former President Rupia Banda's press aide Dickson Jere has urged aspiring leaders to emulate late President Rupia Banda's principles of humility and forgiveness.
Leaders who have come after him, if there's anything they need to pick and exercise or practice, is the spirit of humility, that when you're in leadership you are there to serve and you are not a boss, and therefore you should be open to each and every person to come to you, listen to them, whether they're educated or not educated. That way you'll be able to benefit more from the wisdom which people have regardless of their status.
The late Mr. Banda died on 11th March 2022 at the age of 85. Audrey Kalenga for ZANIS in Lusaka.
And finally, Chipolopolo head coach Avram Grant has named a 24-member final squad comprising local and foreign-based players for the 2024 Four Nations tournament slated for Malawi. Grant has brought back Power Dynamos striker Joshua Mutale and midfielder Frederick Mulambia into the squad. Others who have made the cut include Gordon Masheta from Green Buffaloes, Leicester City striker Patson Daka, and Andrew Piri from FC Muza. And Chipolopolo head coach disclosed that for players to make it into the national team, one must possess quality, passion, and desire to represent their country unconditionally. Zambia is set to take part in the Four Nations tournament in Lilongwe, Malawi, which will run from 18th to 24th March 2024. Zambia will use the tournament, which has Zimbabwe, Kenya, and hosts Malawi as part of preparations for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers.
This tournament is very important for the preparation. I always try to play against the best, but teams in Africa are improving a lot. We see what's happening in Tanzania, Kenya, and others. I think it will be a good tournament and a good test. Most of the teams in Africa perform well. We see how even Lesotho, that we beat them 2 times, how they perform after. I think the football in Africa is moving forward, and we see teams. There's no easy games anymore. You see it even in Africa. There's no easy games anymore, not for them and not for us. I just remind you that there is 3 criteria that I take players: quality, passion in the game, and really desire to represent your country unconditionally. Unconditionally. I think that they need to feel like me. I was born in Zambia, but I feel proud to represent the country.
And as we end the news, we now take another look at the top stories. President Hichilema to grace Youth Day celebrations in Chipata. Government assures of food security. Chirilabombwe District Hospital Phase 1 completed. And FAS supports youth activities in Muchinga Province. Thank you so much for watching the news. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Until next time, it's goodbye.